So you remember when Blackwater, which then later became Z, which then later became many other things, academia, like literally, I think that was one of their names. They're literally onto their fourth name now. But let's keep it real. They're Blackwater. When Blackwater shot up a square in in Iraq. They would have liked to have done it in Iran. Anyway, in Iraq in 2007, and they killed many civilians there. We actually decided that we were going to try for the people involved in that shooting. Guess what happened today? Guilty. The defense was shocked. Everybody was shocked. We actually brought them to justice because they killed people they shouldn't have killed. They killed civilians that were perfectly innocent, and they did it with no justification. Hey, score one for the American justice system. Who would have guessed it? God bless. So, Associated Press explains. Four former Blackwater security guards were found guilty Wednesday in the 2007 shootings of more than 30 Iraqis in Baghdad, and a federal judge ordered them immediately to jail. Justice. All right, now Nicholas Slatten was the guy who was found guilty of first-degree murder, so he's obviously in the biggest amount of trouble. We'll see what the sentencing is in a little bit. And then three others, Paul Slough, Evan Liberty, and Dustin Heard, were convicted of voluntary manslaughter, attempted manslaughter, and gun charges. I'll tell you how much they faced for that in a second. Of course, the defense was stunned. They said the verdict is wrong. It's incomprehensible. We're devastated. We're going to fight it every step of the way. We still think we're going to win. Right? That's Dustin Heard's lawyer. They're basically stunned because they're like, we thought we were allowed to shoot whoever the hell we liked in Iraq. We didn't think we needed justification. We thought the whole point was we just go in there and shoot away, and nobody ever asked any questions. I mean, that's what we've been doing at Blackwater the whole time, and all of a sudden you guys are going to try us on that? Yes, we're going to try you on that because you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Now, of course, the defense claims, oh, there was a slow-moving car, and we thought that it might pose a danger to us at some point. And it was unclear who shot first, except that there was overwhelming evidence, that's why the jury found them guilty, that the car was stopped, it was not going anywhere. They shot the guy in the car and they shot his mom in the car, okay, along with 17 other people that they killed. 14 that were killed and 17 that were wounded, right? They shot them all. There was no gunfire coming at them. Why? Because at that point, Blackwater thought they were above the law, and they thought, it doesn't matter. Here's what we do. When we're going on a convoy, we just open fire at any moment just to clear the path. Clear the path. Who cares? People are dying. Civilians are dying. Moms, grandmas, who cares? Just shoot them all. Shoot them all. Yeah, it turns out it's a war crime. It turns out that's wrong. It turns out that's homicide. That's murder, right? That's what they were convicted for. The prosecution was able to successfully prove that the Blackwater guards harbored a low regard for Iraqi life. Really, you don't say. But look, they proved it in court. That's what I love about this case. Because whether it's their bad guys or our bad guys, all I ever want is for people to be brought to justice. That's why it's so frustrating that we've got Khalid Sheikh Mohammed down in Guantanamo Bay. He's been sitting there for a decade. Bring him to justice. Try him, convict him, put him in jail, get some sort of justice for the Americans who were killed on 9/11. So in this case, we're getting justice for the Iraqis who, remember, we were going to liberate. That didn't mean liberate them from their life, okay? This is not how you liberate people, by executing them for no reason. Now, not only were there 2 Iraqi officers and many other witnesses that at the time that the shots were fired said, yes, it was the Blackwater guards that started the shooting, and yes, the car was stopped and posed no threat. But we had a government witness that was also from Blackwater. So they explain here at the Associated Press, one of the government witnesses in the case, Blackwater guard Jeremy Ridgway, pled guilty to killing the driver's mother, who died in the passenger seat of the white Kia next to her son. So he gave evidence on the others saying, yes, we did do this, yes, it was our fault, and that helped to get the conviction. Now, finally, how much might they get? Well, these charges are not getting around. The maximum sentence for the conviction of first-degree murder is life imprisonment. The gun charges carry mandatory minimum prison terms of 30 years. The maximum prison term for involuntary manslaughter is 8 years, and for attempted manslaughter, it is 7 years. I would argue that the involuntary manslaughter charge should be a heavier sentence than the gun charge. Even though I'm very much for gun control, attempted manslaughter seems a little worse. Either way, they face very, very long sentences, as well they should, because they have been found guilty of murder. At least one of them, and others, as you saw there, on 3 other incredibly important charges.